There's no reason to do that if you source it directly from people and you get it permission from them. So now think about all the context and richness you are using. And think about if you wanted to train a model that was super bespoke to individual people, even patients in healthcare. You'd want to have all that individualized data about them. So the only way you could do that is come to a system like ours.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a very large company, one of the largest in the
World.
in the world, come to us, having these same questions. And this is the big one that I know you just had a phone call with attorneys on this.
Yeah.
Is ethical and compliant data practices.
Yep.
So let's get into explicit user consent, transparency in data usage, compliance with GDPR, CCPA, and all these international regulations. Let's get into concerns on the ethical.
So when it comes to larger organizations, for so long, data practices have been sketchy.
Yeah. Wild West.
And if someone was ever delivering data that was very identifiable on sensitive information, they would question me like, where did you get this?
Mm-hmm.
How did you get this? Because what happens is they were sourcing that data as a third party and not the rightful owners of it. So people were using it, but that's tapered off over time. And all these stupid products had to be created to fill that gap in the market because no one created an ethical mechanism to go directly to people to request that data from them. So what we deal with is when you create a technology that captures permission and consent every single time on every iota of data, it puts you ahead of the regulation.
Yes.
Regulation is there for the management of data when third parties are managing first-party information. This is zero parties, like zero-party data, being managed by the data creator of that data.
And I think this is really important because when we get into user ownership and control of their data, people need to understand this. So it's kind of like I own an Airbnb. Now, I own the property. I own the building. Legally, I own that. But legally, I can also enter into a contract with someone through Airbnb Marketplace to have them live in my home for, a week,
like
2 weeks, or 3 weeks. And it's the same way with data. The ownership of the data is the user.
It's still
They own their data. They're just letting you.
They're giving you a copy.
Yes. Yeah.
They're not giving you all of their data, all of them. They're giving you a copy in time of a piece of that information. And if you want to buy more copies in time, longitudinally, you can do so using the Real Intelligence API. But when it comes to the principles of ethics, right, and being compliant with regulation, this is beyond it. Tardal, using a technology like ours, puts you beyond where regulation is today. Because you have that explicit consent that comes every single time directly from a person when they permission a piece of data to you. And they're saying, you own this copy of my data in time. That is now yours. You have paid me for it. I have given you that copy. There's an exchange that occurs. That is now your asset. These are now my funds. And that's it. It's as simple as that.